Okay, continuing on with Edgeworth's statement, he got to, the last video got to an hour, so I had to pause it. I thought that this was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that? I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Witness, well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? What does that mean? Oh, because the water... Ah, okay. Still don't get it, Mr. Wright. Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Aha, you don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over the oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoes tied to the quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, Miss Skye's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she was she'd cut herself when she stabbed him? Yeah, that was what I thought the blood, her blood on it was from. So, my sister's blood is on the shoe, that's when it happened. Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. Mr. Wright, do something, please! What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime, and she tried to conceal it. But... Enough. There's no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water. The court finds the defendant Miss Lana Skye. Hold it. Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution? Oh, I actually thought I messed up there. Oh, I was like... I got confused there. I thought I messed up, and then it's like, hold it. And I was like, wait, who just said hold it? Why are you... You were about to get a guilty verdict. Why would you even do this, Angel? Well, I guess... I'll take it, I guess. Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid the evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you would had your fill, but here you are just demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox, a lunchbox called evidence. Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else. You've reached your verdict, Your Honor. Any further comments will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare me, the Kafo Queen. Look at this. A photograph? I had this just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error in this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait, look at the asphalt in this photo. Hey, it's clearly wet. Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. Oh boy. I'm sorry, Mia. I'm trying to think if there's anything that could save me from this. Right? Wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. I wasn't expecting to see Mia here. This is the last piece of evidence. I don't know if that was like a flashback to Mia or just Mia talking to him somehow. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time I'd like to declare the verdict for good. Are you gonna get an objection? Yep. Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Then it will be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem, right or wrong. I've got to go ahead with this. I need to look at it first, like, fully, before I judge what's wrong with it. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem with this photograph. Okay, so we have the knife, but the knife's inside of him. The shoe. The shoe doesn't have blood on it, first of all. Okay, we see the car. There's... Okay, car. Him standing there. Shoe off. Is the shoe? No, it's not the shoe. The shoe could have... Oh, no, the shoe does have blood on it. Never mind. I think I see the blood on the shoe. Kind of. And it wouldn't have washed off the blood off the shoe. So, we have that. Looking at the car. Looking at him. What is that coming out of the car? What is that? What is that coming out of the car's muffler? It's really weird. Is that important? Is that what's on the... No. It wouldn't be leaking that much out, would it? That's really weird. Wait, they were talking about a muffler earlier. There's something leaking out of the muffler of the car. Were they talking about this muffler instead? Okay, I'm just gonna... I can't see anything else, really. Unless it is the shoe being washed off with water. But then again, that's... there's no real backup to that. The problem in this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor. You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of muffler or scarf in this kind of photograph. A muffler is also a part on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see, and I see. What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? Oh, it's cloth, it's not liquid. So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Let's just hear Mr. Wright, what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to the case. Oh, okay. Why is this piece of cloth so important? So, it's not in the picture, it's not the shoe. Parking stub. No, why would the parking stub be important here? Okay, no information. I still don't know what this is. Victim memo found in the car trunk. What's in here? The word muffler was overheard during a call made to Emma in 518. So the word muffler wasn't towards something they were wearing, but the car muffler. And it was mentioned during the crime and made a big deal out of it. And she also said that they mentioned a muffler. So I'm gonna, that's the only thing I can think of. This, Miss Starr, recall your testimony before the court. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. Yeah, the muffler. Not the muffler on her, but like a muffled piece of clothing, but the car, okay. That's what I had confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler. Yeah. Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Do we have a man down? Or woman down? lunchbox down. Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? I find myself wondering about this piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Okay, so he's gonna hold off the trial until we get the piece of cloth as evidence. That's nice. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Ooh. That was close. But we made it. At least, for now. The court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. He's still hungry? Wait. Isn't that supposed to be Phoenix saying that? Why does it say Judge is saying that? He's still hungry? I guess the judge is thinking to himself, he's still hungry? I think that's a mess. Oh, whatever. He's still hungry. To be continued. Okay, so it is going to be like a former and after trial. Save, yes. Thank you. Alright, I'll pause this. Okay, I'm just going to continue on with the trial. February 23rd, 11:56 a.m. District Court, Defendant's Lobby number 2. Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Are trials always like this with you? Like, you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake and about to reach the surface. But no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there. Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister, anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So, this is where we turn the trial around, right? Our only weapon is a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. Oh god, the music. He's back. Oh, good to see you, Marshall, I guess. Not really. Anyway, you're here. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a young'un, at least. Officer Marshall! Though, thought I'd come and take a look, see how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They got the place locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. What's going on over there, anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. You got enough on your plate worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. Now don't that just be all. I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the award ceremony that afternoon, Edgeworth's seen it too, I reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. So she had a muffler on, but now she doesn't. So, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken. Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you can't milk those. You just gotta let the bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Hooey. February 23rd, 12:32 p.m., District Court, courtroom number 9. Wait, there's another witness, wasn't there? Who's the other witness? I'd like to resume. What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Wait, what? Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, and you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused, you're doubled over, your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me. Knock knock. Who's there? Oh god, I've seen this guy before. Oh god. Oh, I've seen this guy before. Oh my god. Oh, well, he's here? I thought he was later on. This is another character I've seen. Well, what's this guy with this guy? A strange stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. What is that music? Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Wow, it went up 5 degrees? Who on earth is he? What is that music? And purple shades. Just... Oh, I've seen him before. I've seen pictures of him before. He's, oh, what's his name? It's like that, his name's like something like that manga Gant. Something, yeah, it's something like that. Who on earth is he? Ah, it's you. That the music's so like, he's just sitting there, just like, Oh, haha. Sorry I'm late, Uji. The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, eh, Uji? How you been? Swim much these days? Ah, hello. No, I've been busy. Busy smizzy. Uji, my boy. You have to make time to relax. Yes indeed. Uji. Seems to be his nickname for the judge. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Aha! So you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard of good things about you, son. I was not expecting his personality to be like this when I first saw his picture. Okay. Thanks. So sorry about our little Worthy giving you all that trouble, huh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. Little Worthy. Mr. Wright. You don't know the district chief of police? Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Name's Gant. Damon Gant. Oh, it was Gant. That's why his name reminded me of Gant's every time I heard it. Pleased to meet you, everyone. So, to what do we owe this honor today? Also, he's guilty. He's gotta be guilty. Look at those shades. No one could be innocent with those shades. Those shades are hiding his malice. Anyway, it's been over 2 years since you last came into this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So, Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, this guy really was wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed into the exhaust pipe. On Little Worthy's car, no less. That is interesting. Why was it stuffed in there? It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth, how could you miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document, where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking this signature is Miles Edgeworth. That's no fair. The day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. I almost just skipped past that last sentence. Good thing I stopped for a second. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. He's like... He sounds so positive, but he's like... He cuts deep with his words. I can tell from Edgeworth. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. It's not the first time for me, but... You know, it happens once in a while. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. The court accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure. I'd like you to take a look at this blade of the knife. Blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. That's very important indeed. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point at people anymore. That's a good counter-argument. How, well, you would still be able to point it. It would be... I'd have an injury on it. Come on, just hurry up and open it. Oh, it's doing it for me. Okay, let's... Maybe this? What am I doing? What am I doing? No, how do I... I'm really bad at this. Okay, turn it that way. Then turn it that way. Is that the end? Is that the opening? Okay, examine, possibly? Wait, let me zoom in. That might help. Examine? Oh, there it is. What? Don't scare me like that. I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And the dark red stain. Blood? Switchblade knife added to the court record. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us? About the split between the prosecutors and the police and this knife. Sure thing. Not a problem. Not even a little one. Really. Witness testimony. Department in disorder. This knife is special, but I can't say how we're here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. The detective was killed at the police department. See? What a mess. The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this case here, so I can't talk about much about it. So there was another detective that died? There was another murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Uji. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. So there was another murder. Okay, so that was the beginning part where we saw the other murder. Order. Anyway, we at the department are all flustered. As you might well assume, we're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Wright, 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. True, we don't want to ask about anything not relating to the case, really. Okay. So let me look at the... Okay, so let me look at this knife first of all. What's this tag on the knife? There's a small tag on the knife. It says SL9 too. What's that supposed to mean? I'm not sure, but it reminds me of a similar code. DL6, maybe it's a case number? That's weird. What? I don't remember where. But I think I've seen something like this before. Something similar to what's written on this tag. It wasn't that long ago either. Maybe I should check the court record again. Oh. Okay, so it's pointing to a different piece. I was gonna examine the knife more, but towards a different. What other piece of evidence could that connect to? No, not ID. Well, we have this victim note. 12-2, 6-7S. Okay, what did the knife say? Small tag attached. I need to examine this again. I don't remember what it said. Small tag on the knife. It says SL92. SL. SL92. So we go back. Check. Oh, is it this? S L. Nah, okay. Maybe this is it? Maybe it's connecting to this? Okay, so we have the note. Unless there's evidence to prove a but yeah, where would I present that then? Wait, unless there's evidence to prove a connection between the knife and Goodman. Okay, so this note would prove a connection then. Right there, as he said. Okay, so there's the same SL92. SL92. I think it's upside down, so yeah, as long as I don't mess this up, I'm gonna present the note here, and it's gonna be. Wait a second. Ah, at last, an honest-to-goodness objection. This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Aha! An honest-to-goodness. What do you mean from the from the judge? This is great. Oh, he's just having a blast. Look at that guy. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92. And this is important. Why? Over here, we also have a memo that was written on the body of the victim. So it is, it's just upside down. What's this? 6 minus 7s, 12 divided by 2. See, so I was wrong. That was backwards. It makes a lot more sense if it's backwards now. Because that's a really weird way to write a 7. I know a lot of people that slant their L up like that, but I don't see many people that slide their 7 down. Usually people just do like a flat sort of top part for the 7. Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside down. Oh, so it is, yeah, okay. Good. Yeah. Whoa, deduction skills. That might have taken a lot longer if I was being dumb, but the printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? 221 SL9. Ah, aha! When he wrote this note, he was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing that's written on the knife's tag. Order. Order. Well, Chief? Ah, well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win. Righto. I win? Ah. What a game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence in the case. This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. Wait, it was stolen? I just want to know more about this. So this knife, it was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. Oh, it was stolen on the day of the murder, okay. It was evidence, you say. Was it, in fact, a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, Little Worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So, this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. And it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to investigate. Okay. Well, anyway, we know a little bit more about the knife. So it was stolen on the day of the murder. That was a bad day. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. The police was killed at the police department. Wait, he was killed. So who was the murderer at the police department? What was going on there? On the same day that the detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department. That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Uji? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, right? I suppose I could help, if you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Let's see, so the choice is yours. Where the victim was found, how the victim was killed, when the victim was so we know how the victim was killed, with the blade. I'm pretty sure that was the murder weapon. Was it the murder weapon? No, maybe, wait, it was, when the victim died, I don't really... We know when the victim died, 5:15. When the victim... Where the victim was found. That's pretty... that could help. Where was the victim found? So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Wait a second. I have heard of that. The evidence room? Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? The knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room, so the knife was stolen from there. There was a murder that happened in the evidence room. There's a connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. It's not officially linked to your case, so we can't talk much about it. So it is linked now. So they're connected by evidence now, so... I guess I'll press here and tell them that they are connected now? Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between the two cases has already been proven. Huh. You don't say. Well, out with it, Wright. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention, the victim had written down the numbers on the knife evidence tag, and we also know the detective murdered at the police department was killed in the very same evidence room. Indeed. There do just seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. He's thinking deeply about this. You two make a good pair. I agree. Thank you, thank you. You shipped them also? That's nice. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get the information unofficially? Let me think about this for a moment. Sure, why not? It's unofficial, after all. Really? Just that easily? Okay, you know what? Thank you. I'll take it. What? Really? Who would have guessed? But does that kind of... So since it's unofficial evidence, does that mean he can possibly change part of it, though? I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim in the department, okay? So you can't... 2 detectives were killed at 5:15. One at the press... Oh, I thought he would have added more. One at the prosecutor office. And one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife. What was it doing there? I'd better check this knife out. Okay, so I have to press on that statement. Whoops. I did not mean to do that. I have to press on the statement, I suppose. Okay, so I'll press on the statement then to see if I can get that information out. Maybe it'll ask me like another choice of which question to ask. If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. Okay, so the victim's gender, I don't care. Personally, I don't think it's important. The victim's division? Don't we already know that? Isn't he an investigator? Or does that change something? I don't... victim's ID number. What exactly does the ID number tell me? I guess I'll get the ID number. That's the only thing I can think of that would be even partially helpful. I don't really know. Like, the division and the gender don't really matter to me. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is just from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 5842189. Well, that's quite long. And we have these. We have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 82. I can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? The ID number of the ID number of the victim at the police department, 5842189. So it's a ID number. So it would be on the badge. So does that connect to anything we have? Maybe no, not on the parking stub. Wait, is there an ID number on the parking stub? Miles Edgeworth, 1712. Date of the day of the crime. Oh yeah, this was his. I forgot it was his. The murder took place 3 minutes after Edgeworth parked his car. If only he was held up at a couple extra red lights, he wouldn't have been caught up in this whole affair. Perhaps. It just goes to show you we never know what'll happen when you run a yellow light. Did he run a yellow light? Oh well. No numbers on the autopsy report, and it doesn't connect to those numbers. Do I have anything else? I guess I can just look through these like one at a time. Well, why would it be on the knife trophy? So it's on the ID card, so maybe it connects to this ID card? 5842189. Wait, so that's the same number, but that's really... Wait, what? How does that even happen? Why is... I wasn't expecting a connection. I was going to look through all the evidence, but... Okay, so it's the same thing. They got the same number, so does that mean Goodman was the one who died at the police department? Oh, that hurts my head. Wait a second. So, Goodman was the one who was murdered at the prosecutor's office, but he also died at the same time at the police department? I have something. I don't know what this tells me, but it's telling me something. It's telling me I can see dead people or something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. It really hurts my head. Meaning. It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? Well, let's hear. What does the defense have to say? You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you? It tells me that's Goodman. But that's really confusing. Why? I'm gonna present. Okay, I'm just gonna present this, but can I look at this a bit closer? You can see like the 5-1. I'm just gonna. Well, actually, I guess I'll examine it first. I haven't really examined much. I'm not used to this new style of examining things like this. A name and ID number are written here. Detective Bruce Goodman, ID number 5842189. I wonder why they only use numbers for IDs. What else would they use? Letters? Silly. The reason we have written language in the first place. True. Detective Bruce Goodman, ID, yabba dabba da. See? Would that be better? Yabba dabba. Da, 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 da. Well, it does have a certain ring to it. Exactly my point, teehee. It doesn't take much to amuse her. I'll present this, I guess. I'm like really stumped now, though. How did this even happen? Witness. What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just, I got confused. And this is news. Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing like you always do. The police department, the prosecutor's office. Two places, two detectives murdered at one time, and they're both the same detective. This is really hurting my head. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh, is it yours? No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, righto? Personal IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And? This means? What, exactly? He doesn't remember it. He doesn't remember the number. Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier. It started with an 82. I've forgotten. Okay. I'll pause this before I continue on with the judge's rambling of not knowing numbers. Okay, continuing on with the judge's ramblings of not knowing his numbers, that started with an 82. I've forgotten. You even got the first number wrong. The number the chief of the police gave us was 5842189. Wait a second. Right. What is this? Mean? That's what I want to know. The two ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. That's where I got confused. It's just like, wait, why are they the same person? This is really hurting my head now. What does our witness think about that? Now, is there a mistake somewhere? Did two people have the same number? Or is this just covering up something? Oh, ho ho ho, sharp as a tack, righto. Sharp as a tack. But, wait, our Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet, a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department, in the evidence room, and at the exact same moment. That's impossible. So, what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time, in a completely different location. Order, order, order. Chief, what does this mean? No. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of this case. Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Or, didn't you want to hear me? The oversight, the grave error? Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Oh, he didn't read it. Officer Meekins. Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? That's the really, like, the sir, yes sir guy. Didn't he give me something? He gave me something, didn't he? Or no, he was trying to deliver something. He didn't give me anything. He was trying to deliver something to Edgeworth. Where have we heard that name before? Wait, aha! Yeah, it's that guy, the weird face guy. Excuse me, but is this Mr. Edgeworth, anyone on the premises? I'm here, sir. At the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Yeah, that guy. That face. You don't mean him. According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said the report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered at the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written on right on the top of the report. Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. Hey, that's me. True, but mean. In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy. But, sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then Gant is not impressed at all. Look at that face. Just, no. No. No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy? What? Now, what was the second rule of the evidence law? Well, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, well, it's, rule number 2. New evidence may only be submitted if it concerns the case on trial. And how is this relevant? Normally, you'd submit a list of evidence to be used in the court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in the court. I see, so he's using that to his advantage. The connection was just proven Righto over there. Good job, Righto, my boy. I was just doing my job. No. No! Don't tell me it's okay, I was about to say, they're not taking a break already, are they? It seems we have come to the end of this trial. You're becoming a thorn in my side, Worthy. There have been rumors. After all, you were in the defendant's chair just last year. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one more day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time, really. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of the court. We will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. This will be sufficient, Will this be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned. Oh no, I just paused last episode thinking I had, this is gonna be a really short episode then. Save cleared stage data up to this point. Yes. I guess I'll just upload this at the same time as the last episode. Yeah, that'll work instead.